What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN Live at San Diego Comic-Con, brought to you by the Samsung Galaxy S4.
I'm holding one right now.
This is day 3 in the epic trilogy of our Comic-Con coverage. This is the thrilling conclusion.
The finale.
I am Damon Hatfield. This is Greg Miller. We are your stewards for IGN Live at Comic-Con, bringing all the celebrities, announcements, news to you at home, to all you people who can't be here. And to kick off day 3, to kick off our coverage, we're joined by Chris Roth and Steve right now. And I hear there's something to talk about.
There's a few things to talk about,
right
you
now.
guys.
Apparently, right now, there's a panel going on, Warner Brothers panel?
This is the Warner Brothers Legendary panel, and this may be the moment that Warner Brothers outdoes Marvel in terms of announcements at Comic-Con. Just in terms of announcements.
Okay.
Just in terms of announcements, that's all I'm saying.
What are we hearing is being announced right now?
The rumor is, and we think it's true because this is the LA Times reporting it, is that there is the next Superman movie.
I'm sorry, what? What is happening?
It's going to be a Batman Superman movie.
A Batman Superman movie. You can close Comic-Con.
Can you get some paper towels over here, please?
Yeah.
This is
It's a live show, Damon. Anything can happen. Should have known that. Got to play in the weather.
But it
It's
went,
like football.
it went in my water.
I'm sorry. I'll breathe it out.
But in addition to that, they have said that the other rumor is that it's also Flash and Justice League are going to be announced or are being announced as we
So
speak.
the rumor is Superman, Batman in 2015.
Yes.
Flash 2016.
Yes.
Justice League 2017.
Yes, this is the rumor. And we think it's true.
Getting old. I'm going to be old by the time these movies are out.
We think it's true. And so if the Batman Superman would basically, again, be Zack Snyder, it would be David Goyer, it would be Henry Cavill returning, Batman ?
Who's going to play Batman?
Who's going to play Batman?
It's probably going to have to.
Okay.
Damon will accept this.
It's probably going to have to be someone British because you Americans don't seem to be able to make superhero movies without casting a Brit in the lead.
It's so true.
Well,
I can't even argue.
DC seems to be that way. Marvel seems to be fine with just some straight up Americans.
I mean, you are the world's biggest DC fan.
Right.
How do you feel in this moment, other than what
I mean, it sucks because there was a mixed reaction for Man of Steel. I wish Man of Steel was this booming success that everyone universally loved, and now they were like, now we're building on it. Instead of like, you got people like Steve over here who just hate it with every fiber of their beard.
Did not like that.
Me too.
But
fibers
what
are
I
all
keep,
worn out
but
from
what I
being
keep
there.
saying, right, is that I really liked Henry as Superman. I thought
I
he was
agree
a
with
great
this. I
Superman.
agree with
Good
that.
look, good voice, good tone. So as long as Superman, Batman isn't, we have to introduce Batman like we don't know who Batman is. Let's just start with the Batman. And I'm not one of the guys who thinks it has to be Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whatever. I'm fine with it just being a new Batman. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm Batman. This is the new universe. It's not the Nolan universe isn't involved with this right now. Let's just go forward. And
So who would your Batman be, Greg?
probably an unknown, right? I would want to see somebody come up that doesn't already have star power attached to him.
So potentially Damon.
Oh, I mean, if they're watching right now, DC
I
Comics.
just want to make it clear that I am available.
Are you the Caped Crusader? Remember that?
The problem is that a lot of producers, I guess, assume that you have to tell the origin story first. And is there room for a Batman origin in a world's finest Superman-Batman team-up?
I really don't think we need it, right? Like, we know it.
Enough for the origin stories.
I don't
Up
think
them.
so. I don't think we need it, especially, I think that Warner Brothers is going to feel confident that we don't need it after the massive success of the Dark Knight trilogy. You know, I just don't think that they're going to think, I think they know that the audience is familiar enough with the origin to just dive right in and put these two epic characters together, and people are going to go insane for it. I mean, I really think that they are.
Yeah, no, because you figure it's just like right now, New 52, right, the DC Comics thing. I'm a huge Superman fan, right? And even I tapped out on the Superman books. I was just like, this is going too slowly. I'll catch them when they're cheaper. I don't want to pay for it. But when they've just now launched Superman, Batman, Batman, Superman, that book, and that book immediately jumps in, and I don't have to worry about, wait, where's he working right now? Where's Clark working? And what's his relationship to Lois? It's like, get in, here's Bruce and Clark, and this is how they interact, and they're going out and doing it. That should be the movie, too. Here's an awesome story for them to go out and do. And that, I think, is really going to set the tone for what the DC universe is, their movie universe. And that's what I need.
If that's coming out in 2 years, they need to get going.
Sure.
This might be entirely unrelated, but I was in the RoboCop press conference yesterday, and Michael Keaton turned to us all and said, "I'm Batman."
No way. They're not bringing Michael Keaton back. If it was Batman Beyond, then sure. Then I could see them bringing Keaton
But wouldn't it
back.
be interesting if he did play some kind of role? To
Sure.
me, and to maybe some other people that love Michael Keaton.
Oh, Michael Keaton's
He's
fantastic.
the best Batman.
I would
Some might
I would
say.
agree with that.
Some might say.
2015 would be Superman and Batman, the new Star Wars, and Avengers 2.
Too much. It's too much.
No, it's too awesome.
Our website will implode.
I mean, you're talking about our website imploding, which it does every year at E3, especially this E3 with the new consoles. Think about next year's Comic-Con now. when all these things are showing up, and they probably next year announce or at least debut who the Flash is going to be and talk a bit about that.
We should totally come.
I think we will.
Yeah.
This live stream seemed to go pretty well. Somehow the table's evaporating the water on its own. Everyone thought it was a joke when Damon asked for a towel. But who do you want to see as Flash? Or am I jumping too fast?
No, not at all. That's an interesting question. I was just thinking about that. I know that a long time ago there was a lot of people, and he's even talked about that Zach Levi wanted to do it. I don't know if.
But now he's
sort
all
of,
wrapped
but
up in
yeah,
Guardians,
but now
right?
he's Fandral. But I don't think that matters. You know,
it
like,
totally does.
I
totally
really don't think
does.
it does.
You
Why
cannot.
does it matter?
Because DC has to set up their. These are our people. And Marvel has to say these are our people.
I don't
think it's
so.
as easy as you think to pass people around back.
Of course. You mean that it cannot happen? You don't mean it should not happen?
I think it shouldn't happen either.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing. I know that they were talking about, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt stuff. Like, maybe he'll continue being Batman or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then there's been talk about him being Doctor Strange now.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like, that's like, okay, fine, but then you were done. You were not allowed back in the DC universe.
That is
First
a
I heard that, I was
question.
actually up for that part. Now I'm sad. Thank you for breaking that news.
I'm sorry.
Is it possible to cast Michael Fassbender in all of these roles?
Yes.
Probably.
Because he's right for all of them.
That's true. My Flash picks are, number 1, Donald Glover from Community. Wisecracking, funny guy. He'd be awesome.
Not Danny Glover.
Not Danny Glover. Danny Glover, as he always said, I'm
his
too
number
old.
2.
I'm too old for this. And then somebody pointed this out to Twitter when I started the campaign for Donald Glover. They pointed out Michael Rosenbaum. Lex Luthor from Smallville, who does the voice for Flash in the Justice League.
I love Michael Rosenbaum.
And
He's funny.
He's hilarious. And now that he's hair, he could easily be a good Wally West. Or
Now that he's
Barry
hair.
Allen. And I think the way that when I think of Flash, right, Flash cannot look like Superman. He shouldn't be all jacked up and really beefy, right? He needs to be
Lean and mean.
This could be another David role, honestly.
Svelte.
I mean, I probably can't do both.
Well, I know you got to choose.
If they do Superman, Batman, and then Flash, and then Justice League, will they have introduced enough characters for Justice League at that time?
I mean, that's a really good question too, because what else are they going to really be dipping into? What other characters are they going to be introducing? We don't know. I mean, this isn't official yet, so we really don't know. But we can make some speculations about it. But they had pretty much all of the characters set up, other than 1 or 2, in the Avengers already.
Right, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
But they've talked about the fact that Justice League will be launching characters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Doing the reverse of what?
The way I would see it working, right, is that you'd figure at the end of Batman and Superman, there's some kind of Wonder Woman cameo or after credits scene.
Do you think?
Like they did with Black Widow and Iron Man. She's sort of in there a little bit, but it's not about.
Well, I mean, like seriously, like just like one of the final scenes, she flies in or something.
Is my Gina going to be Wonder Woman? That's my only question.
No, I think Damon could be up for Wonder
Woman as well.
Oh, you are going to have a busy couple of
Really
years.
going to be flexing my
And then
acting chops.
the end of Flash, I mean, Brave and the Bold, you have whatever Green Lantern for Earth is
Yeah.
going to swoop in and say something. Do
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they finally do crack the Wonder Woman code, because they've struggled so hard to get anything with her off the ground, several TV series, and I mean, I love Gina Carano. I love her so much. It's a little embarrassing for me how much I love her. I don't know. I know some people have their reservations about her as Wonder Woman, but I say go Gina. But other stuff happened today too, if you can believe it. So there was that
Close up the live stream.
No. I mean, we can keep talking about this if you like.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, what else is going on today?
They showed, they had a Godzilla panel, which I don't know if you guys were there and saw the footage, the conceptual footage last year.
Last year I was not.
Yeah. It was awesome. And if you get the chance, if they ever release it online, I say check it out.
Can't believe that didn't leak out.
I think it did.
Wow.
I'm not sure, but I think it did. But they also showed sort of a teaser, and it was just kind of the epic scale of the disaster. Godzilla's foot came smashing in. They were a little coy with showing the monster entirely. Sure. But they gave sort of the scope of the world and sort of the scope of the nature of the disaster of this film. And a little bit of the monster is what I'm told. It wasn't in there, but this is what I'm told. And I hope they release it online.
Real quick, we're getting breaking news, just to keep everybody up to date on what's happening. The Warner Brothers panel is happening right now. We are waiting to see if they will confirm these Superman things, but they just showed concept footage from Warcraft and announced that it's shooting in 2014.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Warcraft movie.
Warcraft, and that's Duncan Jones. And what we were told about this footage was that this looked like a sci-fi spaghetti western. That it was kind of a
sci-fi?
Yeah, it's like fantasy spaghetti western. That it's a lone warrior out sort of in a desert landscape. There's a green goblin. That it has the silent feel of the open of Once Upon a Time in the West. Yeah, that's sort of what we've been told about this footage so far. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Are you guys, as big gamers?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Blizzard has always done a really good job in-house producing cinematics. Sure. People have always said, this is good enough to be a movie. I mean, the content is there. You've got this world that's slightly humorous, but also very dark. It can appeal to a lot of different types of moviegoers, I think. So I'm super excited.
And Duncan's a huge gamer as well, which is great. I think rarely do they get a director who understands the material as well as he does. So I think that's exciting.
And the touchstones for this franchise are zombies and goblins and orcs like that. It's a very easy sell, I think.
People like those zombies.
Right?
But this one's,
They're everywhere.
The scale of the world, I feel like, that's what I'm interested to see, because the scale of the world, I think, has been what made it sort of a tough nut to crack, right? And so what's the story? That's what I really want to know. I mean, I want to see the footage and I want to see what it looks like, but I really want to know what's your story.
Sure.
Because it could be any number of stories.
Well, I think what's likely is that they'll use the lore that they have as sort of a backdrop to tell a new story, right? This unknown hero. That would be my guess.
The lone warrior wandering through this desert, doomy landscape that apparently we see in the footage.
Yeah, the orc with no name.
Steve, you just came from a Microsoft panel.
Yeah,
they
huge.
Released some new information on the Xbox One.
Yeah, so Major Nelson is here, and he brought a bunch of first-party devs up to talk about the new, what they're calling system-level features of the upcoming Xbox One. And these are features that any developer can use. Nothing special, no extra peripherals, no added sort of incentive to buy new things to get this stuff. The first thing they said, Ken Lobb, who was a creative director at Microsoft and a huge fighting game fan, was at EVO, which we were at last weekend, big fighting game tournament in Las Vegas. And he saw a really cool match there, and he thought, I really want to share that with people. And he did that using Project Upload. It's a new feature that the next Xbox One is going to have that automatically records the last 5 minutes of every game that you've played, right? So if you're playing, something cool happens, you just say Xbox record, and it chunks out the last 30 seconds of gameplay and saves it on your hard drive, and then you can go upload that and share it with your friends. And after 5 minutes, of course, everything prior to that is just sort of deleted. So it's all stored locally. Some people have said, I'm a little concerned now that Microsoft is watching me play games. That doesn't appear to be the case. But more impressively, on the fighting game front, he said a lot of people have very specific layouts for their controllers in fighting games. And it's difficult when you're passing the controller back and forth across the couch to stop, go back out to the settings, change the options. He says now the Xbox One camera will recognize who you are as a player, tie that to a profile, and understand which controller you're holding. So if I like inverted look and I hand it to you and you don't like inverted look, the Xbox knows, oh, she's got the controller now, let me load her profile automatically. So total seamless on-the-fly change of controller settings.
Now, Greg, isn't it correct that the PlayStation 4 records the last 15 minutes?
Yeah, they store the last 15 minutes, and then you can go through, edit as you want, and upload it.
All right, so similar, but
yeah, I mean, we've been predicting for a while, right? The closer we get to launch of these things, the more it's going to sound like they're the same kind of system. So there you go.
With a $100 price difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's significant for people.
Sure. The controller stuff's fascinating. You know, we just had Jason Mewes up, and he did some Call of Duty videos with us, and him and Bobby passing the controller back. It was a 5-minute ordeal of them
change
sitting
their
there.
settings,
Yeah, well, I want this loadout, and I want that. Well, I want like Bobby's sensitivity is super high, whereas Jason wanted it super low.
Bobby is very sensitive.
He's a very sensitive guy.
Yeah, they also talked a little bit about the haptics of it, like the rumble and force feedback controls that you have. And they mentioned its specific application was something like Forza, a racing game, where you can actually feel the tire grip in the triggers, and you can feel how well your brakes are responding. They said it actually makes it much easier for a novice, somebody like me who doesn't play a lot of racing games, to get in and sort of have the awareness of this is the situation that my car is in right now and adjust my driving to accommodate that. So
Did you get to play it? Did you get to see that?
I did not get to play that with Forza, unfortunately.
Because I'm in the same way, right? When I play like Gran Turismo or Forza, it's just right in the wall.
Right in the wall.
I'm grinding along the wall, and I'm yanking
Or
off.
suddenly you're in the grass and you're just like slowly twisting,
Going wrong
cars
way.
go flying past you. Yeah.
That's how I drive in real life too.
They also mentioned some new smart glass integration. They're going to, in some games, show you your progress within the game and show you the progress of your friends. So if we're all playing Left 4 Dead, for example, together, I can see where I am in the campaign and where you guys are as well. And if we want to join up in a different game, say let's play something like Dead Rising, I can say, hey, Damon, Greg can play Dead Rising with me, and I can keep playing Left 4 Dead until you guys are ready, and then it says your party's ready, and we all load the game at the same time. So much smarter social integration there.
Interesting.
Sounds very cool.
Very, very cool. The biggest thing for me, though, was the news about Kinect. Because Kinect currently is very first generation. It's very primitive, kind of proof of concept. And it only tracks about 20 points on your body. This new Kinect blows that out of the water. It's about 10 times as accurate in discriminating your various body parts. It says it can read your individual fingers from 3 meters away. So you can actually play they were talking about a wake racing game, like where you're riding a ski-doo or whatever. And you can actually just with just centimeters of movement on your hand change the throttle in the game. You don't have to have these wild gyrations anymore. Well, because you've seen people play.
Oh, yeah,
before,
I
and it's
know.
like
I
know
they're
what- we know
flinging
what
their
it's
body all over the place. But good news for people in San Francisco or living in the UK and maybe have a smaller apartment, it works now within 1 meter, so you
Oh,
don't
nice.
have to have a
yeah,
bigger
that's a huge
space.
part. That was the whole reason I never really got behind it or even bothered investing in it, right? Because my apartment did not accommodate that.
Absolutely, and a lot of people are in that situation. And even that little magnifying glass that you buy to put over that, it doesn't work perfectly. This is a much wider field of view and will accommodate a wider variety of play spaces in terms of size. But the thing that really got me, the best thing that I saw there, was a full geometry rendering of the player's face. So you're playing something like Kinect Sports or whatever, you can put your face in the game, and it's not just a picture of your features laid over a generic mesh. It's actually
It's not
your...
like the old days of Splinter Cell with like the really
Yeah,
jagged
yeah.
face.
Right, you try to make like the stupidest face possible, and your friends have to look at that all day while they're playing.
Exactly.
But this actually tracks the geometry of your face. In about 10 seconds, they said, they can build your face, and then that exists on your avatar. And even cooler, the game reads your expressions in real time and translates those into the game. So if we're playing a game together and you're really frustrated at your house, I can see that on your face in the game. Not that you get frustrated playing games.
Yeah, not at all. Except all of them.
Roth, anything else on the entertainment side before we go to break?
Well, I mean, this is Marvel's Day as well. We have to remember, and on the TV side, we do have some things on the TV side as well. We have the How I Met Your Mother panel, which apparently was overwhelmed and could have been in a much bigger room.
That's what I was hearing.
Arrow is going to happen today. We're hoping to see some footage, maybe of Summer Glau, who's joining the cast.
Maybe.
Then there's also the Simpsons and Family Guy panels. There is a Simpsons and Family Guy crossover,
Right,
which
I heard
is
about
like. I mean, I think you guys know there was like blood in the water, theoretically, between these two programs
they
for
were not-
quite a while.
That was isn't that like 10 years ago now? Like, that
It
a
was,
while
but
ago.
still.
Yeah,
it's
but
kind
not
of-
everyone's a millionaire. They don't care.
But it's still kind of amazing to kind of think about that crossover happening, so that's big. But yeah, again, this is Marvel Day, and they do have, let's not forget, there's a big secret announcement happening today at the end of the day, the very end of the day. I think at 5 or 6 is the panel.
Okay, good. Right after we stop.
Yeah.
live.
Basically, after we stop.
They're going to announce that Damon Hatfield is now playing Martian Manhunter in the upcoming movie.
I'm glad I can finally be open about it. There was also footage shown of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 today.
Yes,
It's
yes.
shown, a lot of Electro in the footage. What we see?
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
details here. You see Electro flexing his powers. You see how he's transformed from Max Dillon. He gets his powers after falling into a tub of electric eels.
See, normally that would kill you.
Yep.
But not in this case.
No, not in this
So
case.
why was into a tub of electric eels?
That's how he
That
gets
is
his powers.
awesome.
That's what we
That is
learned in the
awesome.
footage.
Did you guys see the image of the makeups that was released in Entertainment Weekly?
Yeah, the
What
cover.
did you think
yeah,
of it?
yeah. I still stand by that. I think it looks fine. I think it looks like it'll be a fun movie.
You just need to see it in action, don't
I
you?
think it looks awesome.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Lots to come up on day 3 of the show. We're going to get to it. We're going to go to a quick break. Greg and I, you're going to have to
We're not
talk to me.
going anywhere.
I know. You're going to stick around. Next up, we're going to be talking Walking Dead with the producers of the show.
And you know how much I like that Walking Dead. So I have a lot to say, a
know.
lot of questions.
Yeah?
I'm probably just going to sit there and watch Roth at work because she's really good. She knows
She's
a lot
a really
about
good
me.
interviewer.
I like that. I wish she should come to San Francisco more often.
Remember, viewers, you can be part of the show. Tweet your questions at IGN with hashtag SDCC. We'll read them live to the whole world.
Oh my gosh, you'll be a celebrity. You'll
That's
get
true.
1 million followers. You can be the next Greg Miller.
More stuff coming up today after Walking Dead. We're going to be talking with Maggie Q about Nikita.
Right. We talked about Arrow a second ago. The whole Arrow cast is coming in. We're going to have them on the show. Talk to them.
Yep. Kick-Ass 2. We got cast members from Kick-Ass 2 coming on.
Sure do.
We're going to be talking with the director of Evil Dead about the upcoming Blu-ray release. We got some video game stuff coming up, too.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. We got this
We're gonna be playing-
Lego Marvel
yeah.
superheroes coming in. Adorable
Scribblenauts
game.
Unmasked.
Scribblenauts and Mask.
As well, too.
So that's all DC.
Yeah.
You got the Marvel, you got the DC. The Lego people, they're being real tight-lipped. They got a whole bunch of announcements going on today. I think
Yeah.
they might be revealing some characters. I'm excited to see what comes out there.
Have you seen the Lego movie trailer, by the way?
I have not.
You got to watch it.
Yeah?
We were watching it during our lunch break. It's stop motion. It's a stop motion Lego film with all these comedians in it, and it looks really good.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they animate the mouths?
Yeah. Just watch
Seems
the
like a
trailer.
lot of work.
Watch the trailer.
I'll
guys.
watch the trailer.
It's good.
What else you got coming up that you like?
Last night you saw Henry Cavill.
I did. He was dreamy.
You're at the Warner Brothers. party?
Yeah, I saw Henry Cavill. I took a piss next to Kevin Bacon. I saw Sam Jackson.
Why was he there? Just because he's Kevin Bacon?
Just he's Kevin Bacon, you know. I'm sure. I like to imagine just Kevin Bacon get it anywhere he wants. He could just walk into people's houses and be like, "What's up? It's me, Kevin Bacon. You want to
Hey,
make
come
some
on in."
bacon? Just kidding. Let's watch. What's on the AMC right now? Let's see what's going on over there.
We went. there's that restaurant down below called Nobu. There, the entire cast of Game of Thrones was sitting at one table.
Right, they did their panel.
And then they did their panel earlier today. That was apparently a lot of fun because the actor that played Khal Drogo came out, like surprised everyone on stage and kissed Khaleesi. It's good.
So how do you handle it at Comic-Con? Like we're press, we're media. So I mean, I don't
sweat it. I handle it. Speed stick.
Wrong live show. No, but I mean, like, you mentioned I saw these people last night. Like, I was gonna try to go say something to Henry, but I was like, what?
So a good example is earlier today, Hank from Breaking Bad was here.
Dean Norris.
I walked into the room and I was totally surprised. I did not expect him to be here, and like, I didn't say anything, and now I regret it. But I didn't want to be like.
See, that's the thing. I don't regret it, but it's just one of those things of like, I know we go to parties or whatever. Like we had the IGN party, right? Mm-hmm. And like you're just trying to have a conversation with some old friend that you're seeing for the, it's like when we see other press people here, but then somebody comes over, and I love that people come over, but in the same breath, it's like I don't want to go. He's in a private bungalow. I didn't want to go over there. Hey, what's up, man? Really good, Superman.
I do regret not getting my photo taken with Hank, but oh well.
I blame the fact that.
Don't blame anything.
Okay, I won't blame anything.